Hello, my friends. So, have you ever had that ship or two that you built and you just really don't like the way it come out, and it's just lingering around your base, and you just don't want to waste the energy with your hand grinder grinding it back down? Well, I've got a solution for you. So, behind me here is my industrial grinder I built, and I'd like to show you how I did that. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm building a grinder, a large industrial grinder for if I were to build, like, say, small ships such as this. And I don't like the way they turned out, but I don't want to grind every little piece down. So I'd rather have a giant industrial grinder, so then I can use a fancy crane we built here and just drop those ships into the industrial grinder and have it grind the entire ship down for me, and then deposit the what it grinds back into this cargo for reuse. So what I'm using here, what I have in my hotbar, is the grinder and some pipes. So I've got grinder type 2, and I've got those loaded up in my build planner, and then some conveyor pipes. I thought those would be cooler for this little project. And then I don't really think I need a sorter for this, because I believe that these grinders will collect the material that it's grinding down into its small cargo and then deposit it into the large industrial cargo container without actually being told to. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to our logistics, and then I'm gonna go ahead and queue up a couple more of those so we're not going too far back and forth. And then when we're ready, we're definitely gonna have to queue up some more grinders, because I want at least, depending on how big this could be about 6 to 12 grinders. And the reason why I dug a hole like this is because I don't want it sticking way up in the air, because otherwise it would probably be as tall as this cargo container, and I don't really want that. Not that my crane couldn't put it in there, but I would just rather not have it sticking out like a sore thumb. So the grinders are going to be more so in the bottom here, and I'm gonna work this conveyor tube down and then have it come towards me. So the grinders are going to start about here, and then I can build my platform around the grinders and then up into a funnel big enough for, I'm just going to use the dimensions of this ship. And then I'll want it big enough to where because I don't want the grinder sitting right on top and being flush with the top of the funnel either, in case I throw that in there, and because the hydrogen tanks aren't exactly emptied, they're not going to be emptied, I'm going to throw that in there, and it's probably going to ignite in some places, but we'll see. I've never actually used a large industrial type grinder in this form before, so we'll see what happens. O2 fuel. As we come back over here, I'm gonna go ahead and add another tube there. I think I'm gonna need to add, and I hope I don't need to make this deeper. I'm not sure yet, but it won't take too long to just use the hand drill to clear some more terrain, because 90% of it's already cleared out. But I want this to come down at least one more. And then we're going to use our L. Go ahead and tap that in. Now it looks like I need to remove some more terrain, so let's get our handy drill out here. Hold right click. I hope that's not too loud. Alright. Actually, no, I think that'll be alright. We'll find out. So let's go back here. Let's load up that conveyor tube. We're going to attach it right there. So that's good. And then we're going to... Yeah, that looks good. So then we're going to add another straight. And then... Let's add one more and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks about better. I want this to be about center to that crane. Somewhat. I might need to get my ship and clear out a bit more of this. For it. Yeah, because I want it to be somewhat bigger, but we're going to start with what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this up here. Oh, of course, need more interior plates. So let's just go here. We're going to queue up. I usually like to over queue. That way I know I won't have to be going back and forth. I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. So we'll fly on back over here to our hole, drop in there. I need to get this one. Alright. This one and this one. Alright, looks good so far. Yes. I want to make this a little wider, so we're going to grab our miner again. Let's undock here, fly up. I want to reposition my camera angles. We're going to take our ship way over here. Alright, we'll come down right about here. Fix our artificial horizontal. I want to be about right here. I'm actually going to try to do this straight up down right here. So I'm going to come over, fix our horizontal line. Fix our ship so it's more like so. About right here. I'm going way down. Fix my camera angle. This ship I built to go side to side. If I wanted to, so it's convenient, but and it digs amazing tunnels, but I'm not doing that here. So I actually do want this to be vertical for the most part, but I'm going to turn my drills on, get the terrain clearing mode on and my hotbar there. We're going to come and I want to work my way from the bottom up, so I just want to work in there. Wait until it's about touching, because I don't want it any deeper, right? We're going to go here. I'm just going to work my way up here like so. Clean mode wasn't on. Thought I turned that terrain clearing mode on, but I guess I didn't have it on. Okay. So we're going to stop there. Come back up. Check this out real quick. It's just gonna bring my ship down about yay far. I'm gonna let it hover. I'll hop out of there. Let's check out our hole. Oh, so this is perfect. Because once I start building stuff in there, it'll be a lot harder to get that miner in there. I would have to do all the other digging by hand. So it's best that I just get all that done now. And then I can, like I said, I can put plates down and cover any gaps around the grinding pit. I'll repark my mining ship real quick, and then we'll start building on that. Actually, I could just park it up here. Just make sure we're lined up here. Fix my horizontal so it's nice and flat. I'm OCD, so I tend to get a little bit of a perfectionist about things. It's okay to be a hair off, but I like to be on point when it comes to doing things because it's more efficient. Alright, so let's come down on our hole here. Make sure our ship is nice and flush. Come down a little more, lock it up. Alright, so add this conveyor tube. I'm going to go ahead and weld that up real quick. And then we're going to add all our drills. So this drill we're going to have to put like so. And there'll be another one over here. Make sure these are right, like so. And then we're going to put one here. Now I'm wondering if I'm actually gonna have to, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. So there could be a better way to do this, but right now the only way I'm seeing it is to have it like so, and then I can just add grinders on top. They wouldn't be level with these grinders, but they would still be within the funnel. So either way, whatever's grinded is grinded, and then as it moves around, the ship, if it folds in half, the folds will actually hit these grinders on the side. So it won't just be the grinders on the top, it'll be the grinders on the side as well. So it would look something like, but I don't want to leave that middle open. I don't want all this to be open. So go here, another one there, and we'll put another one there, and we'll come on the other side. Put one here, one here, one here, and I need to move some terrain, obviously. So let's get some terrain out of the way. Terrain. Alright, so come back over here, grab that grinder, pop that in there. Alright, and then we're gonna have to weld these ones up before we are able to put the other grinders on. Do that. Okay, so actually I want to go ahead and get as much of this as I can. I had more in my inventory than I thought. I was actually able to complete all those. That's not. Let's finish adding these grinders here. Grinder there. Just weld those up real quick. Grind these up real quick. Okay. Almost, usually I would like to be, because I'm kind of symmetrical as well, because I'm OCD. So, I mean, I would kind of like these to be on an even plane. But this is actually kind of cool because whatever I put in there, as it splits, as it's being grinded, the parts will fall onto these other grinders. So it'll actually still be very functional. Okay, so let's go back here, add a couple more of these. Well, a lot more of these, just that there, and then the same thing on the other side, and then this will be done. This part anyway. So I need to clear out a little more right there, obviously. Okay, so we're here, getting a menu. There, and one more. Alright. Get these welded up. You got these ones. Okay, that one's good. You get this one. We're gonna get this one. Fly up here. This one. This one. Okay, so that's our grinding pit. It actually looks pretty cool, huh? So as it grinds down, those grinders are supposed to collect, and anything they collect will get sent through this tube into this industrial cargo. So now we just need to build the walls and the base and the funnel around it, which shouldn't be real difficult, but I am going to use some heavy armor blocks. So fly down in there. We'll start. We want to go all the way around with this. So I'm actually going to want to start over here and go right to the side of that. And this one over here. I'm going to go this one right here. This one right here. Because that way we can just start building up from there. Like so. And then I can just go straight across and then come up and then create the funnel to drop stuff in. So it looks like I'm gonna need to clear some more of this out. So let's get the train clearing out. Okay, let's go with that for now. Go back over here. 6. There. There. We're gonna keep going around. I just chose this color because I thought it would be fun. So, and it looks cool. Okay, now that we got that done, let's go here. I want to look at my line of sight here and see the possible. So it looks like we might need to do there, all there, all there. Just take out this whole corner, shall we? Okay, that should be it for that. Nice. Okay. Let's go back here. 6. Oh. Why? No bueno. Alright. Come back over here. Get back into there. Fix our orientation here. I'm gonna place these. Oh, wrong button. Here, make sure that actually. Okay, here. We'll come back over to this one. Here, here. Here, let's get out of our hole so we're not in the way. We don't get trapped. Okay. So that's our base. So if you give me a minute, we'll do that and then we'll be right back. Alright, so here we have it. I went ahead and went 4 blocks high and then added in my funnel. This funnel, I just used these slope blocks here for the sides, and then in the corners I just used, where did that, there, these blocks to make my corners. Right here we're going to rebuild a catwalk but with an opening, and actually I want these to be the same color as our platform here, so I'm going to shift P on that and it's going to go to that color, and then I'm going to mouse wheel click on this so it changes that to that color, and my mouse will click on that, so now we're got our colors right here. Go ahead and build that. Go ahead and build those up real quick, nice and safe like. Want to be safe here, safety, and that will leave us room to build our button panel right there. And we'll go ahead and use that button panel since it covers that whole area, and then nobody falls off either side and again ruins our safety. And we'll finish building this. Okay, so now we got our button panel. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna go back in here actually and clear this stuff out because we don't need that now. Okay, and then so here's the fun part. So before we do this button panel, we're gonna type in grinders because we want to group every single one of those grinders. So we're gonna click on this one and then we're gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom and then shift left click that one. So now all these grinders are together, and we'll click our block group over here. And then we'll name this. So what are we going to name this? We'll name this I can either name it pit group. I want to actually, I like to include what it is in there. So we'll just do grinder pit. I wish I can add like a skull and crossbones right there next to it, but we'll just go with that. So grinder pit, we'll save that group. So now we can exit out of this. It should be up there with the asterisks marks signifying that it's a group, like these groups. But this is part of something else. It's just because it's all in the same grid. But anyways, so then now that that's grouped, we can just leave them off. Do the we want this automatic push pull on because that way it takes everything, collects it, and then sends it to this cargo container, right? So we'll go ahead and exit out of this now. Actually, we didn't even have to exit because we're gonna go back into this button panel. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, we did. Because we're not going to go to that control panel pad right there. We're going to go to this, and we're going to select one of these to turn on and off the grinders. I don't want to have one on and then one off because that would be, I don't know. It would just be a waste of buttons when I can just do one on and off. And then use these 3 for something else. Like maybe the lights. So if when I do my aesthetics and finish the layout, then I can add like lights, and I can have all my lights for this. So then this button will be to turn my lights on and off. So you would turn the lights on first and then turn the grinder on, so you see what you're doing. Anyways, we're going to use this button right here. And then this, we're gonna go to the groups, and this will be a grinder pit right here. So we're gonna take this and be on button 1, and then we're going to do just toggle block on and off. We don't really need to do anything else there, so we can get out of that. Now when I hit this button, it should turn every one of those grinders on. So let's go ahead and hit this button. Nice. So now every one of these, now let's do something really not OSHA approved. We're going to hit our jetpacks. We're going to fly over the top of this grinding pit. Hopefully we don't have any boo-boos, because that wouldn't be good. Looks like they're all running. That's good. That's awesome. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and get out of here. And then we'll go ahead and shut those off. And then let's go ahead and jump in the crane here. I'm going to do this without my jetpack because it's funner. So go up here, get into our crane, go to our G menu, and look at that, there's a slot right there already open for it. So we'll go to the groups. I'm going to get my grinder pit group, put it in there, and put on and off. So, awesome. So now I can run that pit within my crane. So let's see if we can actually, you know what we have? So it's button number 5, let's remember that, because we're going to go to in our hotbar 2 here. And I have cameras set up all around, if you see my video on this crane. They're all around that rotor, that base rotor right there. So I can see better what I'm doing and have more visual than just be on the crane itself, because that can get annoying. So I want camera 2, so we're going to go ahead and hop into camera 2. I'm going to hit Alt and hold so I can pan my camera, zoom out. Oh, I can't even see the pit. Oh, that's rough. Anyways, I don't really need to see the pit. Or I can do this. Check this out. This is going to be really cool. So we're going to hit F, right? We're going to jump out of our cockpit. We're going to go to our G menu, look for cam, right? We're going to load up our cam. And then we're going to fly. Oh, we're not flying right now. Okay, we're going to fly. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's go back to cam real quick. Queue up some cams in our build planner. We're going to come over here. Fly over here. That. Queue those up. Okay, so then we can fly back. And I'm going to put a camera inside this pit, like really inside this pit. It's going to be super cool because you will watch things grind as we drop them in there. And hopefully the camera doesn't get hit by debris. It's kind of what I'm worried about here. Put the camera right there. I think it would be safer there anyways. Okay, and then let's go find this camera. Let's jump back in our cockpit. I'm gonna go to our control menu. We're gonna find this camera. Right here. We're gonna rename this camera. Grinder pit cam. Okay. Just gonna name that grinder pit cam Nexus. Alright, so I'm gonna go into our hotbar, find grinder pit cam Nexus, that's this one, and we're gonna put that on number 9. And we're gonna do view. So let's try that out. So let's go to 9. Now we have that. We can hold our art down Alt down, use the panning, and zoom in. So I'm just gonna go right about there. Alright, let's jump out of that. Now we need something to grind, right? As soon as I get that lined up, we'll begin. Alright, so let's jump in this funky looking ship here, because I know I can do a lot better. I mean, this is one of my first ships.
Fuel low.
And it's not bad, but I know it could be a lot better.
Fuel critical.
So let's scrap this out. So let's go ahead and unhook from this now. Let's go to 9, unlocks.
Way up there.
It's kind of bounced up there, didn't it? I had that pogo action from my the way my feet are set up, my landing gear. I need to fix my view of this. Okay, let's go over here. I think I have ammo in this thing too. Oh well. If anything, we're just gonna get some really good fireworks. I actually wanna do a little more testing with the crane as far as what it can handle in and out. So I want to actually put the heaviest part of this ship further from the crane, because it's going to cause the crane to actually have to work twice as much. So I think about right there. We'll just set it down. I'm going to exit. Let's jump in our cockpit here. Okay. So first thing I want to do, so we don't crash ourselves, is unlock from the pad. So unlock there. Now our crane's free. Okay, we'll go ahead and move this up here. I want to bring in my boom or piston, however you want to call it. Mag plate that's keeping me locked to the ground, acting as an outrigger to keep me from tipping over, right? So that would be that piston in the back there. So I unlock that, and then I would do 8 on my hotbar, which would bring that up, so that way I don't run into nothing. And then I turn 6 on, which moves me out from the pad, and then 7 is that. So now I'm moving out away from the pad, and I think about right there is fine. So we're gonna stop it right there. I don't need to come out anymore. And then before I do anything, so I don't ruin my crane or explode or blow up, I wanna put my outrigger back down, or piston, whichever you prefer. Lock my landing gear, so now I'm locked in. And then the way I built this crane is everything is pretty much built up out of the top of that. So as long as that's locked in, I'm good. So it's somewhat flat. Alright, so I'm gonna go to my other menu here. I wanna go to camera 4. So I can pan this camera. I can also zoom in. And I am going to bang this up a little bit, I know I am. I haven't had much practice with my own crane. Okay, come up a little bit. Down, probably about right there. We're going to come out. Okay, I want to try to get this about right there. So right there is about where we want it, right? So we're going to lock this now under 4. Because right now we're just going to try to swing this over. Actually, you know what? Let's be smart about this. Let's bring that boom in. So this will give us a little more stability, right? And then, and honestly, if I came all the way out here where you see it now, and I didn't have that anchor down, I would snap that piston extending me out from the pad would just snap. There'd be way too much weight there. But it looks like we're either going to have to go up to clear that, or we go around the other way and we'll have to take the risk, which I think I'm going to do instead. But I'm going to have to lift it up and over. Oh God. As soon as I get over in that direction, I'll switch my cameras, which I should actually already be in that menu. So let's take it over. God. Actually, let's try camera number 9. Okay. Let's get out of that. We'll go into camera 2 so we can make sure we're placed right. My deal. Where are we at? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please, for the love of God, don't break my crane. Don't break my crane. Okay. Oh God. There it goes. Oh, it's grinding away. Oh yes. Oh yes. Look at that. Oh man, that is cool. Oh man. That is super cool. What a success. That is just awesome. Man. Oh, that was great. That was fun. Come back over here and we'll check our cargo. Let's go ahead and turn these grinders off. Fly up here. Looks good. Alright, let's check our cargo real quick. Look at that. All this stuff came from that ship. Nice. So you can actually reuse it. I didn't actually think it would save the ice, but it did. That's amazing. That is awesome. They even got some scrap metal. So there it is. Thank you. That'll be the video. Well, thank you for watching my grinder build. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. Please leave me any comments if you'd like to see something new or point something out I might work on. Other than that, please like and subscribe and check out these other videos, and we'll see you next time. Thank you bunch. Bye.